Suppose you are standing on a mountain in Colombia. You want to know how high you are. No GPS, no satellite, no phone, no digital altimeter. It is the beginning of the 19th century. What do you do? Francisco José de Caldas looked at the problem and thought, there must be another way. Caldas was born in Popayan in 1768. He studied law, but his curiosity refused to remain in one profession. Astronomy, geography, botany, mathematics, meteorology, cartography. He wanted to understand the world around him, and more specifically, this world, the mountains, plants, climate, stars, distances, elevations of Nueva Granada. There is something wonderfully stubborn about scientific curiosity. Someone looks at an ordinary thing and refuses to leave it alone. Caldas looked at boiling water. Water boils at different temperatures depending upon atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure changes with altitude. So if you could measure the temperature at which water boiled, perhaps you could estimate how high you had climbed. Temperature, pressure, altitude, mountain. Caldas developed and described methods for determining altitude through the boiling point of water. A practical solution for someone working among enormous mountains without modern instruments. Measure the water, measure the sky, measure the mountain, ask it how high. But Caldas was interested in more than numbers. He observed how plants changed with elevation, how climate changed, how geography and living things related to one another. Travel upward through the Andes and the world changes. Temperature, vegetation, agriculture, human settlement. A mountain is not simply a pile of rock. It is a sequence of environments. Caldas participated in the intellectual world, surrounding the Royal Botanical Expedition of the New Kingdom of Granada. Led by José Celestino Mutis, plants were collected, drawn, classified, studied. The territory itself was becoming an object of scientific inquiry. And something else was happening. People born in the Americas were beginning to look at their own lands with new eyes. What is here? Who are we? What could this place become? Scientific questions were beginning to exist beside political ones. In Bogota, an astronomical observatory was constructed in the early 19th century, one of the earliest of its kind in the Americas. Caldas became its director. Imagine him there, above the city, night, cold Bogota air, looking upward, stars, planets, time, position, and below him, a colonial society moving toward revolution. Political crisis, independence movements, new governments, war. Caldas was no longer only measuring mountains. He became involved in the independence cause. His tactical knowledge became useful for military engineering, fortifications, maps, weapons, strategy. Science had entered war. Then Spain returned in force. The Reconquista leaders, intellectuals, and participants in the independence movement were arrested. Among them, Francisco José de Caldas, the man who had spent years observing, calculating, mapping, measuring, was sentenced to death. He was executed in Bogota on October 29. There is a famous story associated with his death, that someone pleaded for his life because Caldas was a scientist, a useful mind, and that the Spanish official, Pablo Morillo, responded, "Spain does not need wise men." It is a powerful line. It is also historically disputed, and perhaps that matters because history doesn't become better when we make the uncertain parts certain. What is certain is enough. A scientist was executed. His measurements were not. The mountains he studied are still here. The plants, the stars, the changing climates of elevation, the questions, and his name remains throughout Colombia. Caldas, a department, universities, institutions, schools, streets, a name repeated so often that it can become easy to forget. It was once a person inside it. Measure the water, measure the sky, measure the mountain, keep asking why. Maybe that is the strange immortality of knowledge. A person can disappear, but the observation and travel from one mind into another. Someone writes a measurement, someone else, Ria.